Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes. Welcome in, one and all. Myra J, how are you?
I am doing very well. How's everyone out there in podcast land?
In podcast land, everyone's doing good, good, good. Stephen Hill, how are you?
I think my tag defines this day. I'm a little ornery. I'm not quite sure why. And hopefully that will turn into good content. But I'm feeling a little ornery today. I admit it. I
You're a
admit it.
little
Why?
ornery today?
I
You didn't
am.
you didn't
Well,
take
I
your
am
happy pills?
concerned. I am
No, I know
concerned.
my happy pills get taken every single day at somewhere between the hours of 9 and 12 o'clock. So that it's not that. It's not
Huh.
that. It's just I think it's the world. I think it's the world.
I
I
get that.
think I the Middle East is really affecting me, and I'm missing my wife. My wife and I have been separated for a few days, and so that
Oh,
month.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, you wanna share anything with us, Jada?
I appreciate that laugh. No, no, no. But all of a sudden, it makes sense. By the way, look.
Mhm.
I'm sure we'll get into it. But the
Shake it
Jada
off.
thing
Don't,
now,
don't,
now,
don't need-
now, it all makes sense. It
Yep.
all makes
Okay.
sense now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll count on you to make sense for us, because
Mm.
I don't get why we need to know. That's my problem. But okay. Um, so Quinn is not here. She's not joining us tonight. It's homecoming
All right
uh,
now.
on the college campus where she is a professor, not a student. But it's homecoming, so we'll sally forth without her. I'm glad you guys are here. How's the weather in New York, Steve?
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly serviceable. It's like 62 degrees, cloudy, always threatening rain, but then it gets spritzels and go, ha, I'm not really going to rain. So it's
Mm.
perfectly fine. The great thing is the Wi-Fi here is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
You have
Yes,
power and everything, huh? All right.
Oh, yeah. It's New
because
York. That's what
last
happens.
week you were without both.
I know it was a little challenging.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
I'm glad. How about Atlanta? How about the ATL, Myra?
Yes, we have Wi-Fi and power. No, the weather is starting, as they say, the trend is warming up again because it got a little rude over the weekend. I mean,
A little rude. I
a
like that.
little rude. You wake up in the morning and it's 44, and you're like, I think not. I
Right.
don't think we're gonna go outside and walk in that. That's just
And
me.
that's
Understandable.
not even walking a dog. It was just you
Just
walking.
me. I like to get up and go walking in the morning, but I do have a cutoff. 60 is my cutoff. Below 60,
Oh.
we're
So
in
let me
bed.
ask you this. Does that mean that you wait a little longer in the day before you go walking, or you just wait for it to warm up another morning?
Well, lately it's been another morning,
Okay.
unfortunately. So I'll probably be walking again in the spring.
I got to tell you, it's been beautiful here. It got warmer today than it has been, but it's as I called it yesterday. They used to call it when I was in Florida, Chamber of Commerce weather, because this is when you get people to come in and buy businesses and move to your town and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just really beautiful. So
Oh, good.
yeah, we're not scalding as we have been for the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So it's all good. It's all good. Um, so I'm glad we are all together and Stephen Hills with some Wi-Fi and some power. And we will talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter. We put it out 5 days a week, and we would love to have you subscribe to it. We do stories that are of interest to the African American reader. Sometimes it's about you. Sometimes it's just something that if it interested us, we were hoping that it would interest you as well. Please go to sybilwilkes.com to sign up. Did I mention that it's free? And it'll be in your email box every Monday through Friday. We have a number of young contributors with the newsletter. Young Kwynn Townsend Riley is our LGBTQ plus a contributor. Aprilette Russell is our mental health and wellness. Coy Malone is our social justice, and Cameron Riley is our political contributor. And I think that you'll enjoy them and their work and the stories that they bring forth to you. So please join us and let's talk about young Quinn, a transgender person, been drummed out of a white sorority. As this transgender person announced that she had joined the sorority, and some people took offense to this. And they, so much so that one of the most famous transgenders, Caitlyn Jenner, spoke out against this. And it became quite the thing, and mothers were upset, and they were contacting the national organization of the sorority, and it just got crazy. And I don't,
So
they
Kappa
felt
Gamma
ashamed
Gamma,
to try this.
University of Wyoming, Kappa Gamma Gamma, University of Wyoming allowed Artemis to come in. They invited her. There's an invitation to her
Yeah,
to come in last
yeah,
year. Subsequently, some of the sisters of the sorority,
sorority.
they filed a lawsuit as Jane Does. I'm sorry, Jane Does. They did not give their names, but they
They
filed a
didn't
lawsuit
have
saying,
the what he had to give their names.
well, that's very funny. That's exactly part of. I think that may be part of the issue. And I hate this because it's going to be piling on. I'm really upset that Kwynn's not here for this story. So they end up throwing out the lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken. The lawsuit is no longer exists, but Artemis, her name is Artemis, is having a really tough time, obviously adjusting, because they let her in, and then all of a sudden, people who were involved in letting her in turned against her, right? And now she's out. So,
because it's really easy if you don't want her.
Strange, yeah. Why would you invite her?
So here's what I believe happened, and it again, like everything, is complex. I think there are leaders who are in Kappa Gamma Gamma who said, hey, they pride themselves on being kind of first and being forward thinking, and I think the leaders were forward thinking and saying, like, we should have this transgender woman in here being a first transgender, like looking ahead to the future. I so thoroughly applaud that. I'm not sure they got the rest of the constituency to buy in, right? And so, and that's what it turned out being. 7 of the girls who were not leaders ended up filing a charge against her.
So don't members have a say so? That's. I mean, I'm not a member of a sorority.
So part of the lawsuit was saying they felt like they were bullied by the leadership to admit her. That's part of the lawsuit.
Right. That's what I got too. But but if you are a part of the membership, I mean, obviously
I don't know what their bylaws are or how they vote, but she was legit offered a place in there. You can see the invitation, and so
if you don't like it, quit.
You mean Artemis should have quit, or
no?
Or
the girls who objected her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when I read the story, I was just a little confused. Now, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner was also against Artemis being in the sorority.
Yeah.
That's the way I read the story. Caitlyn Jenner was
called Artemis a perverted, sexually deviant male.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the question that's not been answered. I'm sorry, Myra was saying. Sorry.
No.
There's a delay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please. You go.
Here's the thing: the question that I scanned the story looking for this. So, what besides Artemis? And this is why I wish Kwynn were here. What besides Artemis saying that I am a woman? What track has she gone down besides just saying I'm a woman? Right? Have there been any kind of hormone therapies, any kind of surgery? Has anything happened? Because I think that's a crucial question, right? Because otherwise, to Caitlyn Jenner's point, there could be guys who go like, you know what? I'm going to be a she. And I'm not saying this is what Artemis did. I want to be very, very clear. Right. But without any kind of just any kind of regulation on what it does take to be some kind of woman, you can just say like, well, I'm a woman. I can get in the sorority, and then whatever happens, happens. So I think people who are true to the transgender, I don't know. I just wish Kwynn were here because this is so. But nothing indicated in the article, in any article I've read, where Artemis has undergone any kind of hormone therapy or surgery to change their gender.
Gotcha. Well, I was just totally confused by the end of the story.
I wasn't confused so much as like Steve, I had a lot of questions and not confusion, but the University of Wyoming is no liberal bastion. Let us be clear.
Well, it's Wyoming.
They talk about the it's horrible history against the queer community, and the state of Wyoming, the university, and
It is where Matthew Shepard was so
Shepard.
brutally
Yeah, yeah,
violated and
yeah,
killed
Right,
in 1998.
yeah.
right. So my point is, if you're trying to make an issue, trying to take a stand within this organization, you picked the wrong place and the wrong time to do this with this organization. And I don't know how it's going to end up, and I hope it doesn't end up violent,
Hmm.
Yeah,
because they don't have a problem with violence in that state, as you mentioned about Matthew Shepard.
yeah. I
If you
again
don't
applaud the
know Matthew
leadership.
Shepard,
Yep. Yep.
go
I
ahead,
again
Steve.
applaud the leadership. I again applaud the leadership of the University of Wyoming's Kappa Kappa Gamma for taking this head on. It may not have been the right situation, may not, but it was. There were some forward-thinking people who made this happen at first, and you're always
Hmm.
going to run into backwoods folks. It's with any group that's trying to move ahead. It's going to take forward-thinking people to get them there, but still in that group, there's going to be people who dissent. But progress is slow, but goes towards justice.
Yeah. We had years ago, Jackie Reed had a woman on Insider Story, and it was I'm sorry, it was not a woman, it was a gay man who
Hmm.
wanted to be a part of a black sorority, and having some pushback on this. Um, and it was kind of lighthearted.
Hmm.
It might have been, more personal to him, but it had more of a lighthearted feeling and flavor to it. This is dangerous, and this mother who put all of this woman's information out there, and just because she felt this was so wrong, and as Caitlyn Jenner calling him a perverted, a deviant, and all of this kind of stuff. This is just wrong, and it doesn't have any place in society, and I hope that he can get out and find a place where he's welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
And just on a very light note, and this is my own ignorance and prejudice, being so familiar with black sororities and black fraternities, every time I read, I was like, what's it called? Kappa Kappa Gamma?
Hmm.
I was like, I said, that sounds like a sorority from a movie. That's not a real.
Yeah, like an Animal
That's
House movie or something.
That's exactly what I thought.
I'm going,
That's
Kappa
exactly
Kappa
what I thought.
Gamma. What is
Yeah,
this for real?
right. Exactly
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it sounded like something straight out of Animal House for me.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was like, okay, where's the punchline here?
Right. And when are you coming out? And this is going to be one of the storylines of our movies.
Right,
You
right.
know, stay tuned
Was
and
it
watch
over
more.
when the Russians bombed Pearl Harbor? No, Germans. I'm sorry. Was it over when
Yeah.
the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Never mind. He's on a roll. He's on a roll.
He's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming back. One of the other stories that we discuss on a weekly basis is Black and Missing, and pointing out, thanks to our friends at the Black and Missing Foundation, of those who are missing. And this is about young Lauren Heath. She's 16. She's been missing from Indian Trail, North Carolina, for the last 6 days or so. And she is a little thing. She's 5 feet, period, 5 feet, no inches, 100 pounds. And she was last seen October 13th, leaving the Glendalough community on North Rocky River Road near Unionville, Indian Trail Road. None of this means anything, but if you are in that community, then perhaps it will mean something to you. But if you take a look at her picture in our What You Need to Know newsletter, she looks familiar to you, and you may have seen her in the last several days since she went missing. Please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website and let them know, and hopefully bring this girl home. That is something that I thought about today when there was more information that came out about the murder of Natalie Holloway,
Mm.
and how Myra, until a certain period of time, it was always about the blonde, young blonde teenage, or young blonde 20 something woman who went missing, and then we heard on a repeat, on a roll on the news, and not talking about our young Black people that have gone missing. So we do want to bring that in. Please take a look, and let's help bring these young people home. All right. Donald Trump is still in hot water. He has been placed on limited gag order status. The tough sister judge, Tanya Chutkin, put a sock in it almost, but he's still talking, if you will. And it is about the things that he says, especially about the court personnel, including her people, the special prosecutor, the special counsel, Jack Smith, his people, his family. You can't talk about them at all. If you're talking about people that you are running against, it's politics. You go ahead, you have at it. But you cannot talk about these people, and you cannot talk about potential witnesses because then you're going to taint the jury pool, right? And so it is necessary that you try to keep this as clear and as conflict free, so that justice can be done. And this has to do with the 2020 elections, in which he tried to reverse the end result, which some people are still questioning, but including man who's running for Speaker of the House. Yeah. But I digress. So the sister judge said, this is it. And of course he's got something to say. And he talks about and she said, you can talk about President Biden because he is going to be your presumed opponent when you guys get to the fall elections. And so she was really pretty generous because he has done some things in one of the trials in which he put a court reporter or a member of the court staff on blast, and because she was seen in a picture with a senator from New York, Schumer. It's crazy, but he just can't stop it.
My money's on he's still gonna say something. I just want to see what is the judge going to do.
That's the question, Myra. How is she going to respond? She's telling him what he can't do. He's like, you can't tell me what to do. But yeah, she's the judge, and you can't put him in jail.
I don't see why not.
Well, it's gonna be a tricky.
Then come on with the tricks then.
He will be held in contempt of court for sure. 100%. 100% he'll be in contempt of court before the primary start.
They said, well, the first time he'll probably get a fine. That's a little slap on the wrist because he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah, right.
So money is no object. That's why I'm like, throw his butt behind bars. Now, if Secret Service got to stand outside the little cell with him so that he don't get a little friendly roommate.
Right. Turn your back. He's about to use the privacy inside the cell. Yeah.
the royal John. But hey, I say he's gonna blow it, and I say throw his butt. Just the look on his face when she goes, but take him. That's why we take him and put him in jail. Yep. Put him in jail.
To the brig.
100%.
So, Steve, what do you think? He could be held in contempt of court. You say 100%, but what
100%
does that
he's going to be in contempt of court.
But
he's
what
going
is
to be
that?
he is going to be put in jail. He's going to be put in jail for contempt of court.
Okay, so you
100%.
and Myra. Okay.
100%.
Okay. I got a couple of dollars here. I'm not sure.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this straight. So what do you think is going to keep him out of jail when he does contempt of court? What's going to keep him out of jail?
I think it's just too intricate and complicated, the whole Secret Service thing and all of that. I think that's what he's counting on. I'm not sure that she gives a damn about it, but she will probably make it happen. I agree with you on that, but I think the initial process is going to be
to be honest, I don't think it's that complicated. I really don't.
Jail may be different. His jail may look different.
Right. But hey,
wouldn't you like him to go to Fulton County?
I don't mean house. Yes, Fonnie. Come on down here to Fonnie's house. Let me tell you one thing. Come on down here to Gen Pop.
Come on to Fonnie's house. Yeah.
Welcome to the dirty now. Okay. Come on down.
Welcome to Gen Pop with the big boys.
I don't want house arrest. I want him behind bars. I want the whole watch your head, throw him in, click. Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure you're going to get that. I think I'm with that. There's going to be some kind of, he's going to have some kind of restraint. I'm not sure it's jail. I'm not sure it's popo lockup. I'm not sure it's that, but there'll be some kind of restriction where he has no access to electronic devices and cannot leave there. Playa, if we can just get an ankle monitor on Trump.
I don't think there's an ankle monitor big enough for his swollen ankles, but
It's called a
um,
necklace.
let's move to the question of the day. What's really going on? And this is a question I've asked a couple of different times this week because I'm really curious about why people are so engaged in the stories of the rich and famous as they reveal their lives and tell their stories. Why do people care so much about Will and Jada? Why do they care about Britney Spears and what happened with her and Justin Timberlake? Why? I don't, Stephen Hill, you're in the midst. You are just deep in it. Why do people care?
Because for a few reasons, in my opinion, one, they want to see it's entertainment, right? Other people's lives are actually entertainment. Like the same reason you like a drama on television or a comedy, it's either drama or comedy, because folks love to see successful people fall and then be part of building them back up, right? You can, I'll give you Michael Jackson. I'll give you Whitney Houston. Yeah. I'll give you what's about to be Will Smith, right? We had a great time tearing Will Smith down. Now at the Jada basement, people are ready to be like, oh, Will, we love you again. And Will knows it. And Will's playing a little coy on social media right now. But we love to tear people down and then build them back up.
I've always said that. I agree.
Right. Yeah. And the reason for it is because it makes us feel good to see people who have much more than we do fall on their face just like we do. Right. We don't want to feel like we're alone. We want to feel like we have company in all of this.
Right. Like, oh man, they have problems too, because it's such a facade and
like
such an image of, they've made it, they have the perfect life. And then when that perfection is fractured, it's like, aha. But it was never perfect. It was never perfect.
Right.
Period. So we need to let that go. And I'm just one of those people that I've never cared. I don't.
Myra, you never had Right On magazine and found out about who Michael was dating at the time or who Jackie was dating. And
let me tell you what I got Right On and Sister to Sister, because I was the writer for a very famous disc jockey who had to talk about the stories. So I had to write the stories for him. But other than that, I just, and don't get me wrong, and I admire celebrities and stuff, but I don't watch reality shows. On the cruise, one of our judges was this guy, and I was saying his name, and everybody was correcting me, and they were yelling, and I'm like, what are they? And they were going, Married to Medicine, and I was like, and they were like, he's on Married to. I've never seen Married to Medicine, so I had no idea who the man was, and everybody in the audience was like, how could you not know? And I've never watched it.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I left that part of the life because we don't talk about it on a particular radio show with a popular disc jockey now, and so I'm like, you missed me with that. And I was seated at a dinner with one of the reality characters, and Yolanda's like, you don't watch that show, do you? And I was like, I have no idea who she is.
Yeah.
Because my reaction was, it's nice to meet you. What are you, a doctor of? It's like, so I don't. I mean, I've had to, but not anymore. What's going on, Mr. Ornery?
I as much as I'm into celebrity life, I'm also sadly so much into what's happening in the Middle East, and they just They basically announced that talked about how the Arab I don't want to take it off the subject. Never mind.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay, we'll reach it in trending. I promise. Okay, we'll come back to it.
But all that to say, Jada's selling a lot of books, player. I'm gonna tell you right now, Jada was brilliant. Let me talk about how Jada was brilliant for a moment while we talk about this.
Sure.
Jada had a different fun fact every day. For the it wasn't people going to
every appearance. It was like
people go on appearances. They tell the same thing over and over again. Jada was like, boom.
That's why
I made love to Tupac's ghost. What? Wait, what?
That's why
what the Bobby Brown is going on.
I was like,
boom. There's a reason they call him Big Willie. Wait, what? Wait, what?
She has a book out. Well, did you all know? And I'm like, she's selling books, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Absolutely.
But are you all surprised? This is what I'm surprised at, that there is such venom directed at her. It's like people are angry. Like I've seen talk show hosts who are really genuinely appear to be good friends, and they are like, no, you're wrong, and no, I'm Team Will, I'm Team Jada. And it's
unfortunately, I am not surprised, and I've seen men come after Jada. And how could first of all, to me, as far as I know, I don't know Will Smith personally, but I do believe he's a grown ass man. Yeah. So I can't see her, quote unquote, making him do anything. Yeah. This is the lifestyle the two of them have chosen for whatever reason. Let them have at it. Period.
This sound strange coming out of my mouth, but y'all just can't stand it when a black woman takes over the narrative and you have no control over it. Y'all just can't stand that when that happens. I'm not saying who y'all is.
Okay, that's my question. Who y'all?
The folks who are upset with Jada can't stand it when a black woman takes the narrative. Will said all of these things in his book. There's so many things in Will's book that were like on page 273 and nobody looked at. Like, if you look at Will's book, you know they were separated. If you look at Will's book, this is not the black woman is taking control of the narrative, and folks feel a certain way about it. I find that interesting. I don't know if you watched Sherry Shepherd's show today.
No, I heard that Jackie, they were talking about it today. I haven't seen it yet. I've been running all day. So I'm going to watch it tonight.
There's some black women on there who, in my opinion, had to check themselves because they were upset that the black woman took the narrative. Now, I may not agree with Jada, but like, it's her story. She gets to tell it the same way Will did.
That's the same.
When Will put out his book.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. That's all.
Yep.
That's a great perspective.
My
Sheila Faye from Facebook. You are y'all, doggone it. You are.
My only thing is it's like when, and I don't care if it's him or her. If you keep coming forth with this, woe is me, I'm a victim. It's like, then fix it and move on. We don't care.
Right.
Period.
Right. I don't the fixation on people's private lives, I don't get, because I keep, my stuff private. And so, and finding out about other people's stuff, that doesn't do anything for me. And there's such a thing as TMI. Yes. And and the older I get, the more I go back to my grandmother's like, that's grown folks' business. That's not your business.
Thank you.
It's entertainment. It's the original reality TV, right?
Yeah.
Entertainment Tonight, the total, what are the shows? Access, Hollywood. All of that is entertaining, with taking real people's life and entertaining it. Then it just turned into reality series, right? Yeah. And so it's real people's lives as entertainment. And in this case, it's real person's life selling a book. More power to her to sell the book. That's what you do.
So let me ask you.
And Sybil, when you write your book, you're going to be on there talking about, I got some things about Tom Joyner. Tom Joyner's left foot. Read the book and find out.
Right. Let me write the book and make some shit up.
Say, man, guess what?
Stephen Hill, what about the whole Britney and Justin? I know Justin.
That breaks my heart. Oh my God, that breaks my heart. Oh my God. Oh, that breaks my heart. For those who don't know, Britney Spears, who has a book coming out as well, surprise, let it slip that when she and Justin were together, that she was pregnant with Justin's child. And though she says it was a mutual agreement that they would terminate the pregnancy, she didn't really want to.
Right. And he pushed.
That hurts my heart. That just hurt me. For all of the reasons that it hurts anybody else that's not Justin and Brittany, right? If you're a woman who's with a guy and the guy didn't want to have a child but is equally responsible, and he pressures you to end it, but you're like, I want to start my family now. It's tough. So I respect how tough that must have been.
And that really piles on to Justin for not being the saintly guy or the all-American guy that a lot of people have created.
No. Whoa. It's very all-American to knock your girlfriend up and then ask your girlfriend.
Okay, I should say in the church sense.
It's very all-American.
Yeah.
USA, please get the abortion today.
They were teenagers. That happens every day, all over America. Big whoop. Once again, to me, she could have went to her grave with that. And so, bringing it up now, but just like you said, I have a book out. And guess what?
And she got a lot more crazy stuff to talk about than that.
Look,
for sure.
I am an unabashed Justin Timberlake fan. I think he's one of the more talented folks out there. And
you can miss me with all the Justin.
There's a connection we had at BET where everything worked at the right time for that. That said, he was the first person to talk. He was the first to dish on their relationship, even in a tongue-in-cheek way. But he was the first to say anything. So, and everybody has a right to their story.
Everyone has the right to their story.
Breaks my heart though, because I'm an unabashed Justin Timberlake fan.
Even after what he did to Janet, even after he just left her
okay, I can't tell the whole story. That is not true. That is not a true assessment of the entire situation. Now, remember, I worked at MTV and Viacom at the time, and that Super Bowl was on there, so I have access to excess information. That's not how it went down. And in addition,
kind of stated that the way the whole narrative was presented was not how it went down. She said that.
Yeah, that's correct. That's very correct.
But in my heart of hearts, and this is where
in your heart of hearts, that's where the truth lies.
I saw him rip that off and say, "Yeah," and you take the grief for this. That's me.
No.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you when we get off this. I'll tell you what really happened when we got off this. But for everything else, he did apologize. You know what? I'll tell you something I would put in the book. That I put in the book. So when we had Justin Timberlake was part of Charlie Wilson's celebration in 2011. One of the things he was really concerned about, because it was Snoop, Pharrell, Charlie, and Justin. And in conversation with him about this, he was really concerned, will Black people be okay? Now, this is 2011 or 12, I forget what year it was. And the Super Bowl was 2004, 2003, 2004, I believe.
Like 20 years ago.
And so one of his real concerns was like, I'd love to do the show, and I love Uncle Charlie. I want to support him. I was trying to get him to do one of his own songs because, big star. He's like, nope, all I really want to do is support Chuck. That's what I want to do, but I don't want to come there if you think it's going to be hostile. And had a lot of conversation around that, and folks agreed that it wouldn't be hostile. Enough time had passed, and for those who really knew, he had apologized very publicly, Entertainment Weekly, about what went down with Janet. So that's a little inside bit.
I want him to go up to
and then I got pregnant.
Janet, I'm sorry.
That happened. I won't tell you more. That happened. That
you know what?
Happened.
You're ornery no more. You're off the ornery list.
I'm still ornery. It's fueling this. My orneriness just fuels, lots of this stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you for indulging me in this conversation. I this is just, it's too much for me. It's overload, and I don't understand why. We just have to keep knowing and going in more and more, and I can't get enough of their, private lives. I just can't. I got more than enough. So let's move to trending. Myra, you were in New York State last weekend. Where are you headed now?
Janthony Brown and I will be at Ludlow Garage in Cincinnati, November 24th. That's the day after Thanksgiving. So pass the word.
Nice.
You got any folks in Cincinnati, near Cincinnati, day after Thanksgiving, come laugh that turkey off.
And get some turkey 5-way chili. Yeah, right.
Oh, turkey chili.
So that is November 24th, the day after the. Are you still going to be doing the Wednesdays at the spot in Atlanta?
Not me anyway. Not at the moment. No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. All right. Stephen Hill, where is the songbird appearing?
Yes. She's going to be appearing at our anniversary, which is this weekend. 1 year, my friends.
Wow,
1 year of marriage this weekend.
Congratulations.
We'll be celebrating we'll be celebrating very, very, I don't know what,
celebratory type.
I don't need too much information.
Adverb.
Celebratory.
Deeply, long, deep, and constantly.
Okay, that's more than enough, but
that's more than enough for me too, Myra.
Ordinarily, like angry, like yeah. You take this anniversary. Take this anniversary.
Can't we just have it's our anniversary?
Nope, not that. No. You better take this anniversary. Whose anniversary is it? Whose anniversary is it?
As they say, thank goodness it's only once a year, okay? I don't have to do this once a year.
When they say anniversary only comes once a year, they mean it. Thank you. Thank you. Stephen Hill, let's talk about your orneriness, and happy anniversary in advance on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
The pro-Palestinian protests took place on Capitol Hill today as demonstrators were occupying the Cannon Rotunda, and large crowds grew around the Capitol complex. Now I got the pro-Palestinian, and I also heard that there were pro-Israeli protesters out there as well, holding several House committee and congressional offices. U.S. Capitol Police say the demonstrators were not allowed inside the congressional buildings and were working to clear the crowd. They detained some individuals as chants of ceasefire now are echoing around the building. The Capitol Police also said most protesters were walking around the area, not so much in the building. As I said, they were clearing them out there. This is more than an ocean. This war has taken on a life of its own. Stephen Hill, what is the most disturbing part for you?
The fact that the rest of the Arab world is going to treat this as a war against the United States, and I think that's going to escalate it. And I think Hamas didn't just go in there and expect we're going to take these people back and back. They thought about this ahead. They thought about how the U.S. would have to join it or not join it. And I think it's very telling that after setting up meetings with President Biden, who went to the Middle East to meet in Israel and then to go to Jordan, right before he left for Israel, they canceled, the Arab nations canceled the meeting in Jordan, and have since have made sounds like, nope, this is about to be an Israeli-Arab war and therefore an Arab-U.S. war, and I'm really scared about that.
Yeah,
and I just don't want humanity. I just don't understand how humans can be this intentionally cruel, so intentionally cruel. And Hamas is now using social media and releasing videos of their takeover last Saturday.
And do you believe the veracity of those
social media sites that are? Yes. So CNN is like geo-identifying everything else. So and whether those things are true or not, the brutality that they have no problem showing in video is just horrific. It's astonishing that humans could do this to each other on purpose. And I get war, and again, I fully understand that the Middle East is a much more complicated piece of land, and that I don't understand as much as I should. I'm actually having friends with my I have no problem saying this, with my most Palestinian friend. I'm having lunch with my most Palestinian friend tomorrow because I want to understand as much as I can about it from different sources. So,
Myra, what are your thoughts on all of this?
I apologize.
As I shared last week, and you all know I'm a news buff. I have not watched any full coverage.
You still have not? Okay.
Will not. Now I will read about it, but I can read in little blurbs as I choose. But you know that I just keep hearing in my head, I ain't gonna study war no more. I don't want the war in my soul, in my system, in my face. It is doing something to my psyche, and I pray for peace. I really want people, especially here, to understand that Hamas and Palestinians, it's not the same. It's not the same. So when they say we just need to go, well, not we, but Israel just needs to go over there and just bomb them out because they did wrong. Hamas did that. There are so many innocent people in Palestine who are going to be hurt behind this, who are going to be killed behind this. Their nation is going to be ruined behind this, but it's going to just grow into something like Stephen Hill said. I fear very, 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 very ugly behind this.
So let's talk about the effects of people's futures behind this. One of the personal and professional costs of the current war. A New York City law firm has rescinded job offers to Columbia and Harvard students over letters that they signed against Israel.
Wow.
The law firm is Davis, Polk, and Wardwell. They revoked the job offers to 3 students at Harvard and Columbia universities after the Ivy League students signed controversial letters supporting Palestine in the wake of Hamas' deadly slaughter in Israel. The staffers were alerted that it rescinded the offers because the prospective employees held leadership positions within the student organizations that issued last week's statements blaming Israel for the attacks. This is, and I know it's like, oh, they're Harvard and Columbia Law School graduates, cry me a river. But I mean, when they would contact the school and say, we want to know who these people are, who's this person, who's that person, what jobs are they applying for, and they went after them, and this is the effect.
Question:
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Stephen.
No, go ahead. Please.
Can you guys clarify this for me? Just like I said, I haven't been watching the news, but did I read that MSNBC took their Muslim reporters off the air?
That was the because there was so much venom that was spewed towards MSNBC because they weren't taking the pro-Israel stance that a lot of viewers and corporations thought they were, and that they were they not promoting their Muslim reporters and anchors, but they were giving, they were giving a side of all of this that people didn't like. And so there was a word, oh, well, they're firing them, they're taking them off. And now they have not taken them off, but they have kind of not watered it down, but they have paired them with other people. So they're not, sole anchors or solo anchors, but they are pairing them up with people.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
See, folks keep confusing free speech. Free speech just means you can't get arrested for what you say.
Right.
That's it. That's it. So these people don't, you get free speech. I signed a letter. You signed the letter. You signed up to that. Let me do this differently. I run a manufacturing firm. Whatever. We're going. It's full of Black folks and it's Black owned. And I am about to hire Tom. And I like Tom because Tom's a good guy. And then I ran out. Tom signed a white supremacist letter. You best believe I'm rescinding the offer. Right? You best believe if I'm a Black-owned company, say I'm making dashikis or whatever, right? You better believe if they're going to replace us all, we can't do that. Sign that letter. They don't get hired. And so
the consequences that are paid. Yeah.
Put your politics out there. But exactly. But I'm going to manufacture dashikis going on by 5.
A spokesperson for the law firm declined to identify the students, but two of the Columbia students held leadership roles in the groups that signed onto a letter released by the Ivy League's Palestine Solidarity groups. The other student belonged to the Harvard Palestine Solidarity groups, which released a letter holding Israel entirely responsible for the Hamas mass slaughter. And the firm, which represents financial institutions and corporations, said it was still in dialogue with two of the students as of this week, after they argued they didn't authorize or individually sign the letters. They said they were a part of the group, but they didn't individually, their names are not on it. Well, somehow they knew who they were, and you've got to take responsibility for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Like,
So the people who got who got rescinded
Jobs
did sign the
rescinded.
letter.
They said they did not authorize or individually
Yes,
sign
but
the letter.
they actively done this.
Right.
Oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. Okay, that's different. That's different. All right. Well, I thought
But it's just like your social media when they tell you, go and clear out your social media when you're going to apply for a job, because all that craziness you're doing when you're in college, you can't go and sit up there in a, starched white shirt and tie and a nice blazer and say, oh, no, I'm a choir boy, and then have them look at your social media and say, no, not so much. That hooded thing you did in Charlottesville, that's not going over very big with our people.
yeah, yeah.
There's a price to be paid for free speech.
yeah,
There
yeah.
is a yes. Again, free speech. And I'm not sure what Manuel Murphy from Facebook is saying. He says free speech is interesting based on your understanding of Mr. Hill. Try free speech at your pace of work. Again, I say free speech keeps you from getting arrested. That's it. You can say free speech at work. You won't get arrested for it, but you can get fired for it. Like you can get fired for saying something at work. If you go into if you go into a Jewish run organization and say free Palestine, you can get arrested. You go into a black run organization and say KKK rules, you can get, I'm sorry, not arrested. You can get fired. You get fired.
Right.
That's get fired. Private industries have the right to hire the people they want to and have them have this, have like attitudes or whatever, whether we like it or not. It's just true.
Let me ask you guys this before we lose time.
I am differentiating free speech from hate speech.
For sure.
Differentiating.
For sure.
Right.
We got a couple minutes left, and I do want to get your thoughts on if this is causing you any angst, Stephen Hill, the Speaker of the House race.
I think it's ridiculous only because there are people losing their lives, a few thousand miles away, and the body that's supposed to help us understand and gauge and work with that is at a standstill over some political bullshit, right? So angst is not the word. Anger is probably the word. And I'm glad Jim Jordan failed in his votes. But they're playing a dangerous political game at a dangerous political time. That's all.
Right.
Absolutely.
Myra, you're in agreement?
Yeah. And I just find it so ironic that this particular faction of the political party is still trying to say, let us run everything. We can't pick a leader right now, but we should run everything and make the decisions and head the stuff up. You don't have a freaking leader, and you can't even agree on who is the leader. So in the meantime, we're in limbo waiting for you to pick a leader. And the fool you have up there now ain't it, period.
So, I get it because, there's a scenario where you could find a Democratic Speaker of the House when you have the Republican majority. I see where that could possibly happen. It's just a really dangerous time to play that game. And for the interest of the country, it feels like there should be some bipartisan, hey, the Arabs are about to make us our thing. We should probably figure this out for the USA, not for Democrats, not for Republicans, but we should each give in a little bit so we can get this done for the US of A.
And yet Jim Jordan was
and this is going to go down in history. Good. Sorry.
No, I missed the last part of what you said. Stephen Hill.
No. I think I was just saying, and this is going to go down in history. You're going to read about this period in history books where we were what's the word when you are I'm sorry, petrified. You're petrified and you don't make any movement when you really need to make some movement. Paralyzed, not petrified, paralyzed.
He was on his way into the House floor to get his first rejection, Jim Jordan, and he said, "The people that we represent don't want bipartisanship." It's like, what people are you talking to? Because that is what we absolutely need, and that's why. But they don't want to go the way of McCarthy and have him, go to the Democrats and get some help to get these things passed. They want to do it themselves. Well, they're doing it, and they're doing themselves a lot of disservice. Not to mention,
I'm really glad Jordan didn't. Yeah, I'm really glad Jordan didn't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move to entertainment. Tyler Perry is telling his life story in a new way, this time in documentary form. Prime Video released their trailer for Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story. Nearly a decade in the making of this documentary, it captures him at his highest highs, performing before sold out arenas and capturing the top spot at the box office time and time again, as well as the quiet moments in between. And it also dives into the details of his upbringing and path towards his growth into one of the most successful filmmakers of his generation. It's about an hour and a half long, but it covers everything, as I said, 10 years in the making. And, even to the fact of how he changed his name. He was born Emmett Perry Jr. After difficulties with his father. He changed his name due to their difficult relationship and abusive childhood. And it's supposed to be really something. It's coming out November 17th, which is the same day that the government is going to run out of money. So we'll see what happens. You can stay home and watch it on Prime Video. Myra, are you going to the movies? Are you doing anything as a SAG member?
No movies yet, but there is something coming out at Christmas time that I want to see. What's the
Eddie Murphy movie? Eddie Murphy movie? Eddie Murphy
Color
movie?
Purple?
The Color Purple. No, The Color Purple. Thank you. I was what is it? It was something really popular that I wanted to see. Yes, it's The Color Purple.
Sorry, mister. We won't miss you at the movie on Christmas Day.
Can I just address something real quick? I just saw in the comments, and
of course.
I don't remember the gentleman's name. I think it was Brian, but he said when he called the Tom Joyner show as a single dad that I was rude to him and hung up. Sir, I don't remember the call. I don't remember being rude, but I promise you, I did not hang up.
She has no control over
the hang up. We have no control over the phones. So
you're looking at one of the people that had the hang up.
Right. God bless you as a single dad. Feel the way you want, but I promise I did not hang up in your face.
And it might have been me, or it could have been Tom.
Yeah.
So, because when Tom wasn't in the studio, then I did the phones, and it's just like, and there comes a point, sir, if I could just go a little bit inside radio or inside baseball, there comes a point where the call isn't going anywhere. And so you gotta, and you've got to allow the comedian to close out the bit. Mm-hmm. And so you take the call out, and then, Myra or Jay or George or whoever would finish out the bit. And so it's like this, hung up on. Okay, Brian Leonard on Facebook. Myra J, that's Myra. Sorry if I hurt your feelings. Hung up on me for calling the Tom Joyner Morning Show, and the topic was about parenting for some reason, and I was giving my experience of being a single father. Myra, still with an I, was so judgmental for me being a responsible father. Come on, she's the only celebrity I have a personal gripe against. Get over it. She was wrong. I was talking to Tom in the first place, and she just attacked me personally and hung up the phone like it was something funny.
Brian, feel the way you want. Just like I said, I have no problem with that. But I'm just saying to you, I did not hang up on you, sir. I promise you.
Blame it on me. Blame it on me. The call was going nowhere, Brian. You were in your feelings. It was time to go.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so today's Yogi's Jewel. Free your mind from the guilt of the past. Myra.
Okay.
Let the past live in the past. So inhale freedom. Exhale the guilt of hanging up on Brian.
Before we go, if anybody in the comments could tell us what they first thought of when Sybil said, free your mind. In your comments, what's the first thing you thought of when Sybil said, free your mind?
Anybody?
They win a hang up from Myra.
Something will follow in 3, 2, 1.
Aloha. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for joining
Have a
us.
good evening. Even